Well, hello everybody. I see we're going to do that thing again where I can't hear out of my earbuds. What's up, Sky? Haven't seen you in a while. I mean, I haven't really been doing this in a while. Or at least consistently. Same here. Changed jobs, schedule changed, so I wasn't able to like keep up with my regular stream schedule. I've been trying to figure it all out. Huh. 508 messages, Jesus. Oh, never mind. I can hear out of my earbuds. I just had the YouTube volume turned down, not the audio source volume. That's silly. Roblox, huh? That's still out there, still a thing. I never really got into it myself, but my brothers were really into it, so I always knew about it. Yeah, I don't know if they have anything to do with it anymore, but they were playing way back in the day, like pretty sure in the 2000s. So I'm pretty sure it's considerably different. I have seen some stuff on YouTube, like I used to listen to a lot of the AI Presidents stuff, and they were using games in Roblox. So it like there was like full-fledged games, like copies of other games. It was kind of crazy looking. I did not see the BSU. Oh gosh, I should probably look at that. I did not see the BSU game. I can't actually see the games because I don't have TV, and I don't have any services that show the games. So oh, we won. We won a game. Well, that's good at least. What's up, Kendra? Oh, really? So it was like a comeback game. That's good. Show a little grit. Very nice. Yeah, I was kind of getting worried about some, things with this current team, so glad to see they're actually making some comeback. So, I've been listening to a lot of Art Bell lately, and I don't know if y'all know who Art Bell is, but he did a show for the longest time called Coast to Coast AM. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2018. But since I do a lot of since I do a lot of like subjects like paranormal and ghost stories and UFOs and all that kind of stuff, I started listening to his. I'd listened to him previously in the past, but kind of I feel like the OG when it comes to, broadcasting those types of things. He's had all kinds of interesting people on to talk about either their stories or their involvement in things. It's really cool to go back and listen to. If Discord worked okay with your stream setup, I would be able to kind of just stream it in the background. So, how do you mean? Because obviously there's still things for me to learn about streaming. And I don't currently have multi-streaming. I would have to pay for Streamlabs Ultra to do that. So I can only stream to one place, and of course that's going to be YouTube for now. But I don't know how it works with Discord or any of that. I do know supposedly they also added, I'll have to go look into it, but they added the ability to do vertical streaming. Just don't cross the streams. But to add the ability to like format your stream to work on like phones or vertical setups as well, which is kind of cool. So I could be here doing my regular stream as you see it now on YouTube, but if somebody was viewing it in a vertical format, it would be set up to work for them as well. So I got to look into that. I thought they said it was for everyone, but I don't know if it's a ultra only feature. So, and currently I don't have the money. That's not a thing. So I'll do it as I can. But yeah, so Art Bell, yeah, he's kind of a legend. He was a talk radio host and all that sort of thing, producer. But yeah, the big one he used to do was Coast to Coast AM. Actually, I don't know the time frame. No, Sky, I was saying Streamlabs supposedly added the ability for a streamer to have two different formats available, so that if you're viewing something on like a vertical format, it'll be set up properly for that. But I haven't looked into it yet. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's an ultra feature. I'll have to find out. Yeah, so I've been listening to, because I stay up late a lot. I've always been kind of a night owl, but I did change jobs, and with the new job, we are open later, and I'm not really there a whole lot later. There's just kind of the possibility for it. So I haven't been able to stick to the schedule because my days changed and the times I'm in and out changed. So my streaming has definitely been more sporadic, but I've still been up late. And what I'll usually end up doing at night when I'm done with everything else, gaming and all that, I'll end up turning on YouTube, and there's a channel. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's Art Bell Periscope or something like that. Oh, Art Bell on Periscope. But they have like tons of his material uploaded on here. A lot of it's more recent, from like 2015, 2013, so on. But yeah, you can keep going back, and there's Art Bell Dreamland, Midnight in the Desert. Those are more recent, 2015, 2016. And I'm sure it just keeps going back. I just haven't had a chance to go through, because I'll just pick one that's suggested on YouTube and start listening to it. But I'll put this on when I'm laying down to go to sleep for the night, and it's a good 2.5 hours usually. Just sit there and listen to whatever the subject is. Like sometimes they're like right here, Night Terrors and Dream Intrusion, or Witchcraft and Curses, or who cares about Neil deGrasse Tyson? Ghost phenomena. Like it's just always something like that. Nanotechnology, and he'll usually have a couple different guests on and talk about like one subject that's somehow related to the main one, and then kind of lead into that. But yeah, it's really good stuff. I can totally skip his little bit of politics at the beginning. It's one of those things where I just listen to it and go, oh, it's just kind of old dude who's a little out of touch with how things actually work. But once you get past that, and it's not that bad anyways, he doesn't get too in depth on things. It's like 5 minutes. But once you get past that, it's all just kind of really good stuff. Whether you believe in the paranormal or UFOs and aliens, or if you just find the entertainment value in it, it's really cool. Especially he'll have these people that are like former NSA, or they worked at some military, some level of military or something like that, and they'll have all these stories to tell about what's going on, and then he'll ask them questions and lead them further down the rabbit hole. And so yeah, I love going back and just listening to this stuff. And I mean, there's like 30 years worth of, I don't know if it's all on here, but I mean, just look at all the episodes, and they're all like 2.5 hours each, so plenty to listen to. I don't know if it's a good thing to sit and fall asleep to it or not, but I do. there has definitely been a couple times where I'm laying there listening to certain stories they're telling or whatever, and I look up at my front door and I'm like, I think I should go lock the door. I don't know why. They also suck. I've seen some of them. A lot of them, the ones I've seen, look like knockoffs of like bigger horror games. And it was basically just meant, as a way for someone to play it without having to play the actual game, I guess. They just wanted to play it in Roblox. Doors. Yes, I believe I've seen that. I think I watched one of the AI presidents things where they were playing Doors. It was quite funny when you're listening to like Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Barack Obama and so forth, all running around inside of a horror game. Another Roblox horror. It's unironically scary. Oh wait, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of as Rooms. Because they were definitely playing it in Roblox. So it was probably Rooms, if that's the case. I guess people are freaking out about this deep fake video of Mr. Beast. A friend of mine sent it to me on Instagram talking about it. I'm like, I just don't care. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to people like this. So if I see their stuff, then I don't really care what they have to say or why. Oh, what was that channel? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, you're an admin in the actual game on Roblox? Okay. Well, I've seen, like I said, my experience with seeing the Roblox horror games is basically just seeing it played on YouTube. Like, obviously, I've never played it myself. I don't personally play Roblox, and I definitely don't play stuff on my PC, because... Okay. He hasn't really put anything out much lately. I mean, there's a new one here. That's new. Your video game crashed because, as much as we all love them, it is a Bethesda game. So that's always a possibility. Save frequently. And don't let your game session last too long. Although I will say it's been considerably better in this game than any other Bethesda game I've ever played. Like, obviously it's a new version of the creation engine that they've worked out a lot too. Recipe to making a popular horror game, mascot horror. Make a funny, bright color mascot. Make every color bright yet completely dull. And add stupid, pointless mechanics. Boom. Most of the horror games that I actually really like are really atmospheric. I mean, they are like sci-fi and a lot like my favorite horror game of all time is Dead Space. Uh, and then I actually do like stuff like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. What was something else I was playing? I've tried some other things like Amnesia, and I just can't really get into it. It's less survival horror and more just like kind of puzzling and stuff. So
on September 18th of 2023.
I did not hit play. Thank you.
A couple of friends are meeting up at a friend's house to practice for a dance recital. They'll be performing in a few days, so they want to make sure their dance is perfectly choreographed.
Really quiet in my ears.
Throughout the night, the friends record themselves dancing solo before eventually filming their collective dance. But fast forward to only a couple hours later, and something very strange happens. According to the group, they were playing a game inside a room when something pretty creepy happened. This is what was caught.
Up, wait, middle, down.
Okay, okay. I'll do the...
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a 90s dance.
Let's do it.
You can only move when the lights are off. You can't move when the lights are on.
I gotta test
You
my
have
voice
5 moves
level.
to get to me. Are you ready?
No, I actually just can't have it running when I'm running, Streamlabs and browser and all that stuff because it's just too much of a resource hog. My computer sit here and burn up, so I actually have to turn it off. Discord is, I don't understand what it is with that app, but they really need to make it lighter.
Okay. Oh, all right. You have 5 moves to get to me.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh my god.
Turned the light
Hang
on.
on. Sorry. Something fell, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was sitting right here.
And it just fell off? Okay.
Fell? That's how that is.
Well, this is a pretty easy situation to fake.
No.
Yes, it was sitting right here. Did you touch that?
Each time they blink that light off, it could be an edit.
I don't know. Maybe it was like... Wait. What? Was that already
Why is that
moving?
Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys! What the hell?
That was... Okay.
So
What?
no.
What? The cat is...
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wait, I'm really scared.
As if playing this game wasn't already creepy enough, this happens. Now, right before the video ends, a loud thump is heard on camera. Hearing this sound was enough to silence the girls.
Yeah,
as they
I
already
saw
knew
it. I saw what the link was. I opened up Discord because when I heard the ping, I was like, "Oh crap, that's why everything's running like this." So, but yeah, I saw the video and before I closed Discord. I've seen it pop up in my suggested videos before. I've just never watched it. So yeah, I might have to check that out.
It was the same crystal cube that had dropped earlier. This was strange, considering that it was placed securely on the shelf and has never fallen until now. Casey, who was in this video, further adds that it seems to have flown off the shelf, given how far it landed on the floor. It's as though someone
Everything
or
in this video is
something
like
had flung
very
it.
fakeable.
But even stranger
But
are the
when they
events
do
that
the little
followed
door
afterward.
opening thing,
A
that's
ceiling lamp begins
it's
to move
entertaining.
on its own, and a shelf door pops open out of nowhere. Understandably, the girls ran away in sheer panic. Now they have yet to post more videos explaining the events of that night, but until then, it seems that this incident will have no conclusive answer on what exactly was captured in this video. In the following video, a mother and her 2 children are standing outside their house after seeing something very alarming. They had just come back from walking outside when something on the 2nd floor window catches their attention. The family couldn't help but record this on the off chance that no one would believe them. Using a flashlight they had brought along to their nightly walk, the family shines the window and sees this.
some stuff on the screen.
All right, my daughter's room is up there, and we keep seeing some. All right, put your flashlight up.
What? What?
All right, flash it up there. Oh, now it's gone.
What?
your
There was
flashlight
nothing
down?
there in the first place.
Let's see if it'll do it again. All right,
Oh.
put it up, hurry.
Okay.
It appears that each time the light isn't on the window, the blinds move on their own.
They see a window.
But if you
Oh. Yeah,
look
I know. That's
closely,
what I was thinking
you'll
at
see
first
that no
too. I was like,
fingers can be seen opening the
correct,
blinds,
it's a
let alone
window.
the figure behind the shades. The space appears to be empty, as if no one is there.
they
The
shine the
children
light
are
out the window
definitely
and
spooked by this
sees
incident,
a
but
window.
not so much the mother, given her calm demeanor in the video. It could be that this odd occurrence has happened before, and thus explaining why she doesn't seem that phased. But whether
Or
or
it
not that's
could
so,
be that
what
she
happens
knows
next
exactly what's
further
happening.
demonstrates this incident as being truly odd. Have a look.
All right, let's see if it'll do it one more time, baby. Put your flashlight up.
You know what? It just feels like a parent
Alright,
prank on
let's go
their
inside,
kids.
let's
You
go
know,
inside,
like
let's go inside.
like dad or something is up there pulling the stupid blinds,
All right, here's the upstairs. I just want to show you
which
guys.
is fine. But you know,
No one behind the door. Here's my daughter's room. It's a little messy, I'm sorry, but just to show you, here's the closet. I just want to show you there's nobody behind. Nobody in the closet. Here's the window right over here.
God, that's a messy room.
Nobody. Not a single person up here.
The mother checks the room and shows that no one's there. Even before entering the space, she appears to be
description,
certain
yeah,
that no one
you're
is up
watching
there,
this alone,
as if
aren't
she's
you?
already experienced this before. It goes without saying, but viewers find this to be pretty strange. If no one had been inside the room, then how were the blinds opening up? And why is it that each time the window is shined, they immediately close back up? With no further context or updates
I mean, it's
on this odd
obviously a
occurrence,
prank.
it seems that we may never
Like
know
this
what exactly
feels like something
was
you could
going
scare
on in
your
this
kids
video.
doing.
But as
but-
always, you be the judge on what was captured in this footage. In the following video, a mother is recording her daughter because of something very concerning that she just said. According to the daughter, someone or something is in the closet, moving inside. She was able to capture a glimpse of this movement from the gap beneath the closet door, but couldn't make out who or what was in there. This was extremely concerning to the
Okay.
mother, as for a while they've been dealing with strange occurrences at home. They believe that a squatter is hiding in their house. Now they had thought this for the longest time, until something pretty creepy happened recently. Although Cheryl, the mother, doesn't exactly say what happened, she now knows that something else is going on in the house. One day, Cheryl is sewing in her room when her daughter, who's playing with her toys right behind her, tells her that something had moved in the closet. She immediately grabs her phone
That
and
would
begins to
freak me out
record.
if my kid was like saying that
Hey
kind of stuff.
guys, just wanted to jump on really quick because I had to stop sewing. My daughter just said that something weird really happened, and we've been experiencing.
Especially if they're a
lot
kid
of
that doesn't have a history of being,
strange things,
messing with you,
lately,
pranking you or
just
whatever.
different noises and stuff. Don't mind my mannequin.
Oh, what the
There's
hell?
something
Why do you-
so-
Oh, I guess she's a
Can you
seamstress,
tell
so
me what you just
I was like,
said?
why has she got these creepy mannequins?
I think there's something underneath that door.
Under the closet door?
Oh, God.
Is that what scared you?
I've experienced sleep paralysis before, but typically it was like coming out of a dream. Okay.
Let's go. Come on.
A creepy looking mannequin begins to sway on its own before plummeting to the ground. Cheryl and her daughter are left shaken up, as neither of them were near the doll when it moved. They were too far to have done anything. Feeling totally baffled, they promptly rush out of the room in a panic frenzy. Now, it's worth noting that the reason Cheryl has mannequins in her bedroom is because she now works as a seamstress from home. The mannequins are there to display the dresses that she sews, but viewers believe that the figures are either cursed or haunted. Now, Cheryl
Obviously,
doesn't really
they're
think so,
cursed.
considering that strange things have been happening before she bought the mannequins. Only a few months ago, Cheryl's daughter is playing in her mother's room when this is captured.
Is it really like super common for people to have cameras running in their house, like security or webcams or whatever? So is the door gonna close, or? We have some disagreement, the chat. Oh, I suppose middle class. Yeah, that would be a little different. What happened? Oh well, I mean that was expected. I mean, I kind of knew the door was going to close, but what did she see?
Cheryl's daughter walks over to the closet as though she heard a noise come from inside. She seemingly looks around to see what caused the noise, but finds nothing. Feeling a bit spooked, she walks out of her mother's room when all of a sudden this happens. So then, just what exactly was caught on camera? Although Cheryl has yet to say what she thinks, many believe that something paranormal had occurred. But as with most videos, you be the judge on what was captured here. Was something supernatural caught on camera? Or was something else caught instead?
Like in my experience, a lot of people don't have them, but I could see middle class, people who have a lot of stuff they want to protect.
A truck
or,
driver was driving down a road that not many drivers take for a
ring
certain
doorbells
reason.
and stuff.
It is said that driving down this road is dangerous, as many accidents have occurred here before, and tragically, some of those accidents were fatal. Because of this, some believe that the road is cursed and should therefore be closed down permanently. But
Yeah,
most
the whole taking off
drivers,
the door
like the one
thing.
in this video, can't find an alternate route
That's a
to
little
their
much.
destination. They have no choice but to take this one. On August 18 of 2023, Gaston Rodriguez and his co-driver were taking this route when something pretty creepy happened. The two drivers are listening to some cheerful music to make their commute less frightening, when out of nowhere, they
Definitely
capture
looks
this.
cheerful. Oh, okay. Little party going on there. What? I missed it.
Down the road, there appears to be a moving figure
Oh.
darting across the dirt path before suddenly disappearing from
Creepy.
sight. It seems that neither driver had noticed the mysterious figure during this recording, but it was after watching this clip that they were left totally spooked.
See, that would actually be kind
Or
of a
whatever
cool.
this is, just seems to come out of nowhere. and
Besides
then
the
vanish before
typical
crossing over
like
to the road.
cons of any job.
Knowing the history of this route
But
and the fatal accidents that have happened
if
here,
you're doing like
some
truck
believe that
driving
this might have
and
been
you
the
got like
spirit
a
of
buddy
deceased victim
that
who's
you can
still
do
roaming
some
about.
like co-driving with
But
you,
whether ghost or not, the
doing like
footage
long
alone is
haul,
pretty
that would
strange.
actually be really cool.
Just how
I think,
exactly
in
did
a lot
this
of ways.
mysterious figure disappear from sight? Like most videos, there has yet to be a definitive answer as to what was captured in this footage. In this next video, a man named Bobby is watching a scary movie when a sudden noise is heard from inside his home.
Why
As it
does he
turns
have
out,
those
the
weird
noise
ass
had come
dolls?
from the cabinet behind Bobby. Feeling a bit spooked, he continues
Bobby,
to record the case
why do you
as
have
he has
weird
a hunch that
dolls?
something is about to happen. This cabinet, as Bobby states, is haunted. Now, this wouldn't be the first time that something like this has occurred. In previous videos, which I featured before, Bobby has documented things that he considers to be paranormal in nature, from his daughter's toys turning on by themselves, to bedroom doors seemingly opening on their own. Something about this place just doesn't seem right.
He always shows their reaction, but yeah.
Nah, get out of here, man.
They were thoroughly freaked out.
It appears that something highly unusual is taking place in Bobby's apartment, but just when things seem to be settling down, the following takes place. While being home alone and watching a scary movie, this happens.
Yeah, I'll never say it. Like, people collect things, you know? I try not to be super judgmental. Like, everybody collects different things. I mean, I've got multiple kinds of collections of stuff that maybe other people would think are weird. I got buckets of Lego. I got Pokemon cards everywhere. Star Trek ships. Obviously video games and all that kind of thing. But to me, there's just something weird. Like, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the apartment. Yeah. Something about some of these sets of dolls and figures and stuff people will have. I'm like, that doesn't have any kind of like pop culture connection. Well, I mean, like, some people might, but I just, like I said, there's certain things where it's understandable, and other things, like, they filled their house with stuff that they obviously find creepy themselves. So it feels more like they're trying to invite some kind of activity to occur by having closets full of weird stuff, you know? I don't know. Like I said, I try not to be judgmental of what people collect or anything, because I have stuff that, you know, other people of different generations or cultures might go, that's kind of strange. Why do you have that? I just feel like some of these things are directly related to paranormal paranormal connections.
And our neighbors and all that move, so I know it's not them. And I hear footsteps again.
He does realize that there's like mice and rats and stuff like that, and
Please leave me alone.
I mean, that's probably not a mouse, but
Yo.
humanoid shaped shadow. Yeah, and you know, sorry, I'm pausing the video, but not to like reinforce whatever it is that one of the Art Bell episodes I was listening to, they were talking about what did they call them? Shadow people, and how people encounter them when they're dealing with like sleep paralysis and stuff.
Yo. That thing just slid out too. Yo. Yo.
Is this guy like getting turned on by this or what? I mean, I realize it could be exhilarating, but
You do it again?
Matthew.
Yo, I'm good on that, man.
I'm good on that.
That thing just tried to pull open again.
While doing his best to remain calm, Bobby captures footage of the cabinet doing something on its own. The doors on the cabinet begin to rattle as if someone was trying to pry them open, and shortly after, the sound of the latch being released from the cabinet door is heard. To Bobby, it seems that something supernatural is happening with the cabinet, or at
See,
least
this one had a lot of stuff going on in it, from the sound from the cabinet, the chair turning, the thing sliding. So, most uneventful paranormal memory. It's all very doable if you're trying to like fake something, but it's also complex enough that, you know, you can kind of go, I don't know, maybe something's going on there. Looks like chat is all sharing their paranormal experiences with shadow people, other than Matt, whose shadow person turned out to be his brother.
space it's in, as other nearby objects started moving on their own. To this day, Bobby continues to experience strange happenings at home, and just like previous occurrences, this one has left him beyond spooked. In the city of Krugerstorp, South Africa, a mysterious video was filmed by a real estate agent who was touring a property for sale. It isn't known if the house in this video has been sold yet, but considering what happens in this clip, it may just be that no one will be buying this house anytime soon. Apparently, something very freaky was caught on camera. Take a look.
I kind of like the look of the house, though. Yeah, this is a cool house. I like it. Maybe they were just radioactive. Officially racist. I mean, nothing
After
really
watching the video, the real estate agent was shocked to see that someone was in the house.
Oh.
They don't recall ever seeing anyone else inside.
Oh,
but
hell
apparently,
no.
Based on the footage, someone was there. Or so it seems. Looking at the video again, it appears that whoever this was just suddenly disappears. As quickly as they appear, they vanish.
No, they
without a
stepped
sign.
behind a door over there.
Although it's unknown what the agent thinks, viewers believe that something paranormal
But
was caught on
no,
camera.
that doesn't have to. See, that's my thing. Is you can have stuff be super creepy, even creepier if it's not paranormal. I've seen this one before. It relies entirely on the testimony of the camera person. Yeah, and that's fine. Like the camera, but like what I'm saying is like if this was a truthful video in the sense like it is what it is. If we take it at face value, that doesn't even look paranormal, and that creeps me out. The idea that maybe I was a real estate agent checking out the house here, heard something, walked through. Okay, I don't see nothing. Whatever, good, right? But then went back and reviewed my video, and I was like, holy there was somebody in that house with me. You know, that's creepy. You know, regardless of like why they were there or anything, the fact that they were just creeping around like that and you were there, there's something about that that's kind of hair raising, in my opinion, to know that you weren't alone when you should have been. And it doesn't even have to be paranormal. Like I always say this, sometimes real stuff is scarier than what you might think is like paranormal or whatever.
But of course, I'll leave it to you to decide if that's so. Just who or what was inside this
Like
house.
I see that and I go, no, I don't want to be there.
If you caught something
Yeah,
creepy
all he
on
did was
camera,
slip behind a
or
door
if
or
there's any
something.
ghost videos you'd like me to check out
You
and
can see
include
it
in
right
the next
there.
compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
I guess
On March
because
20th of
there's
2020.
I think Sky is agreeing with me. I think if we're on the same subject, but because like with paranormal stuff, at least according to our lore, the shadow person was least to my but like at least according to our lore, the paranormal, we have a kind of understanding of it, how it's supposed to work and what's going on there. It's kind of like the last time when I was talking about the guy that was like trying to provoke the demon. Like, okay, if you know anything about how this works, that's really stupid. All right? But real people, like actual people that are creeping around or doing suspicious stuff, that oftentimes would scare me more. I'd rather be like, oh yeah, there was a ghost here. You know, whatever. It's the spirit of some person chilling, you know, wanting my attention, something like that, you know. Versus there's some druggie creeping around. Like, oh, you're talking about your shadow person there? Yeah, I love those experiences that make you like, nope, light's staying on.
3. A very peculiar video was uploaded by a grandmother who was looking over at the footage captured by her doorbell camera. The recording was taken late at night when no one at home had been awake. So according to the grandma, whatever was caught on camera couldn't have been her nor her spouse who resides with her. Now the house they live in isn't thought to be haunted, as nothing strange or unexplainable has occurred there before. If anything unusual was happening, they would forbid their grandchildren
If
from coming
anything
over.
unusual was happening,
But
it was
despite
this
having
room
doubts
being
that
full of
strange
little
things
children.
would ever happen, they captured this. It's around 3:20 in the morning when their doorbell camera records something pretty creepy.
It's more scared of a
Take a look.
crackhead AIDS knife. What the heck? It looks like a cat, though. If that's what they're talking about, that looked like a cat. That's not a cat. What the
It
hell?
appears that a small white figure dashes out the front door before disappearing into the dark. But then, moments later, something else appears on camera. An odd-looking silhouette can be seen just a few feet away, moving in a strange manner, as if it was
What?
floating above ground. Naturally, its uncanny movement has left the grandparents beyond spooked, but they were more concerned about seeing their front door open, as if someone or something was in their place. Although they can't seem to explain the events of that night, they've taken safety measures to ensure
Again,
no one
this
or
is all
nothing
just
breaks into
their
house.
testimony.
Yet still, the question remains: who or what had been inside their
That
home?
just looks like a
And
cat
just
taken
what in the
off on
world
camera.
was
That, I
this?
don't know. That's obviously a person. Looks like a lady carrying her dress.
In this last video, 2 friends are playing with a doll
Advance a
that,
black
according
wall
to
in front
them,
of it.
does
Yeah.
something pretty strange. The video starts off with both friends playing with the doll, hoping it would do the thing that it usually does. However, while recording the figurine,
so
they
sorry.
notice that its
I
eyes
just
are a
can't with
different
these
color.
dolls.
For some reason, its blue eyes, initially seen at the start of the clip, are now completely black. They continue to record the doll.
That's
when
just a
this is
camera thing.
captured.
Her eyes are black on here. Why aren't
She
they blue?
turned this way.
Why
I've
is-
seen that.
Look at this. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
Couple old grannies trying to make a horror video.
Her eyes are like real light blue.
And she completely stopped moving just a second. See? She did it again.
Hey, Marissa.
If that thing turns its head or
Look.
something.
That fan is still blowing and she's stopping. See? See?
Yeah. That's so creepy.
Okay, whatever it is really subtle.
It's also creepy she won't stand anywhere else on the table.
No, I've tried it in 3 or 4 places. Up here, she won't do it.
I think that's just their camera sucks.
Oh,
Whoa!
I did not do that. I'm freaking out.
Somehow, the doll turns by itself after being moved around. According to them, it seemingly doesn't like being placed in a certain spot. It's for this reason that it turns away on its own. Now the friends have tried explaining this, but it seems that
It feels like
nothing
it could be a
plausible comes to
magnet
mind.
trick.
They have no clue as to how the doll moved on its own. Unfortunately, with no further info
It's
on
a little
this
too
video,
convenient that it
seems
was
this
only when her
incident will
hand
remain a
was
mystery.
just pulling away from it
But
too.
aside from this encounter, there's no denying that the doll's
It does
appearance is
look
pretty
like it's
creepy.
moving independent of her
Paranormal or
hand,
not,
but
this
there's a
doll
lot of
has to
tricks
be
that
the
can be
stuff of
played.
nightmares. Thanks for watching.
You're
and I
watching
hope you
this
enjoyed.
video, aren't you?
Also, if
That
you
is
haven't already
interesting.
done so, please subscribe and make
We've watched a lot of these. At least it feels like it. Whoa, I never watched one that was an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, wait. 144.20. Yeah, right. And you know, that's funny, as I was listening to, because that's always my joke too when it comes to like UFO videos and paranormal videos and stuff. It's like, bro, we for like 10 years now, yeah, that's true, Tomcat. It looks more like something with the way the feet of the doll settle, possibly just in that spot. I've had figures that don't stand where I put. I mean, yeah, I mean that's a possibility too. I mean, if you wanted to like really go for it, you could definitely pull something with like magnets or something like that too. But God forbid. That's funny. But yeah, we always think that, and there is some truth to it too. It's like for at least 10 years now, we have had semi-decent cameras on our phones. And yet, for some reason in that time frame, people don't seem capable of capturing videos that don't look like they were shot with a Motorola Razr. And I'm talking the original Motorola Razr. Maybe I should have said a Nokia flip phone or something. It's just like, why not? Now, at the same time, there is, going back to Art Bell, just because I've been binge listening to him, he brought out the fact of, we all say that. However, when there is footage of something that's like very clear, very detailed, and you know, looks like it was shot on modern technology and all that sort of thing, we also automatically assume it's fake. So it's kind of one or the other. They insist on using a Polaroid camera for videos. Polaroid camera has clearer looks than those. Funniest thing about high-res cameras is that even on those, fishing wire doesn't show up with the right. No, that's true too. But like, everybody's on the camera thing. I will play devil's advocate. My inexpensive smartphone had a camera that looked like a potato. I have an inexpensive, like I use Cricket for my phone service, so my phones are all kind of cheap. It was probably about $120 phone 3-4 years ago, and it's not a great camera, but I often feel like if I was to record something, because I used to record my YouTube videos with it, cosmic counter argument, it would still capture something clearer than like what we just saw with that doll. So unless that video was like cropped and zoomed from like a bigger photo or video, I don't see a whole lot of excuse for it to be at that level. No, your stereotypical Android camera is just fine. The Android camera on my last phone, which was like a $200 phone, I would consistently take much higher quality and crisper photos and videos than my ex at the time, who had the latest iPhone. So couldn't see outside at night. But my whole point to this was that regardless of all the technology we have now, if we do see footage of something, photo or video, that is really clear and detailed, we also kind of automatically assume it's fake because it's too good. And that was the point like Art Bell made. It's like, it's kind of one or the other. We either assume it's fake because it looks too good, or the rest of the time when you have like amateurs who are quote unquote in the moment and excitable in some way, that they get kind of crappy footage, and we look at that and go, oh, it's fake because it's so crappy. Why can't we get better footage these days with cameras and everything? So it's kind of one or the other. Honestly, it really depends on the situation. You got to be able to pick it apart yourself and say, nope, that's fake regardless, or, you know, there could be something to that one regardless. That's true, Tomcat. Because we're seeing somebody recorded something, sent it to somebody else, who then put it into a video, processed that video, uploaded that video to YouTube, and then I'm watching it on YouTube. And so the way I'm seeing it, yeah. And then it's also being streamed to you guys. But even if you're watching it, you know, in the actual video itself, it's already been processed like 3-4 different times in some way. So there's definitely some loss there. So did I skip this one before? Because I know I've seen that one.
A mother hides a camera inside her daughter's bedroom and ends up capturing something pretty creepy.
The opening statement, that's hilarious. A mother hides a camera inside her daughter's bedroom and ends up capturing something creepy. And I'm just like, I get it, but at the same time, you mean kind of like hiding a camera in your daughter's bedroom? That's a little creepy. Yeah, exactly. Imagine watching a 144p video over top of 144p video over top of... Hey, my stream isn't 144p.
Now, the video itself comes
I
from
broadcast
Leo
in
Lourdes,
720p.
the mother in question, who recently moved into a new home.
And from
with
what
their
I can
small
see on my
daughter.
TV, it looks pretty
Ever
clear.
since moving in, she's noticed that her daughter has been talking to an imaginary friend. Although it's normal for young children to have make-believe friends, there's something about this imaginary friend that doesn't sit well with Leo.
Hey, so we are just moving in. Literally, it's such a mess. I'm sorry.
What is on the floor?
We're moving into this old house, and my daughter has been...
I do not broadcast at 420p.
Except for, it feels really real. Obviously, it's an imaginary friend, but it's been weirding me out.
All my imaginary friends are...
And I'm wondering if something is triggering it or why it's happening. So I put this camera down and I'm just gonna let it run and we'll see.
To be fair, I would probably
Curious
have
as to what goes
a
on inside her daughter's
webcam in
bedroom
like my
when she's not
toddler's
around.
room.
Leo places a camera on a stand and lets her record 24/7. At first,
You don't
nothing
get to
strange
change it
is
to specific
captured.
ones?
But then one night, after having dinner, Leo's daughter...
I would say, because I set it to broadcast at 720p, so you should be able to do anything 720 and below. So, but it also has variable bitrate as well, just to ensure the stream stays stable.
Daughter goes to her bedroom and plays with her so-called imaginary friend. What happens next is beyond strange.
But see, if this video looks
what-
kind of like to you, which it looks okay when I'm because I have a 4K TV, so I'm watching the stream broadcast on the 4K TV, but in obviously 720p, and so I can monitor it and make sure everything looks good. It looks pretty clear on there, and honestly, it looks pretty much the same as I see it on my computer screen. So
was captured.
Hey guys, this is what the camera.
Well, as long as your connection is good, you
up,
should be getting the 720 or so.
Captured, whatever, a couple nights ago. And I am freaked out. I really don't know what
See,
to
these
make
are the
of
ones
this.
that get me. Kids that are not like being coached.
And so it's beautiful and funny.
Oh, we get audio?
What do you was doing? Do you want to play? Do you want to? Do you want to sleep? Come on, please.
Whoa. Dude. Is this like a trailer for the next Paranormal Activity or something?
Somehow, the door opens on its own. Seeming confused and scared,
That's pretty
Leo's
good.
daughter carefully walks out of the room. But, as if that wasn't strange enough, if you listen closely to the video's audio, you can hear what sounds like a deep, rumbling noise coming out of nowhere. It happens right as the door opens by itself.
MGMT video for the song Kids? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I have no. I've never heard of this. But that's also an actor, too. Like I'm saying, like a kid can be coached, of course, but it's if the kid isn't directly being coached and as the kid seeing, like what I was saying is like these are the ones that I find pretty like more believable. Just watching a kid interact with their environment or something without a direct parent, like a parent there, or in that case a director and being on a set and knowing that you're acting. So unless this kid had been like trained pretty well to sit there in front of a camera, not pay attention to the fact that they're on camera and interact with the room. So like obviously a kid can act and they can do a very good convincing job of it. Like what I'm saying is like there's a difference between a kid being put onto acting, like in that case, and doing a convincing job of it, or a kid that's sitting here kind of isolated on their own. Like if you told them, hey, there's a camera in the room and I want you to do this or that, the other thing, I feel like it would be a little more difficult for them to pull off a convincing show like what this girl did here, without considerable, coaching into the situation and just being able to pull that off. So it's more believable to me than, for instance, other situations where the kid is right there with their parent. Then it's a little bit more like playing a game and that they're going to pull it off. Just like what you're talking about, like being in a music video, it's like playing a game and they're going to try to pull it off. All right, Sky. We'll We'll see you next time. Like I said, I haven't been sticking to the schedules because things have changed, but I think I'm gonna try, like, on a weekly basis publishing a schedule to stick to, because it could change each week. So, but we'll definitely see you next time. I like that rumbling noise, though. That was always a good one in Paranormal Activity. Just signifying something's happening.
Because of this, Leo can't help but think that whatever had opened the door was making this noise. But to her, it seems that her daughter's imaginary friend might have something to do with this. She has yet to figure out what exactly occurred that night. But for now, the question remains, was something paranormal actually caught? Or could something else explain this? It was during a live news report that something very unnerving was caught on camera.
Oh, really?
On September 19th of 2017, a massive earthquake had struck the center of Mexico, claiming the lives of 369 people and destroying dozens of buildings. This earthquake was so intense that many country residents are still, to this day, haunted by this terrible incident. But there's one disturbing event that occurred during this earthquake that stands out the most in many people's minds. The destruction of a private school for preschoolers and secondary students. Nearby residents fled to the scene after learning that students were trapped underneath the rubble of the building. Sadly enough, it is said that during the search and rescue, they could hear the muffled sounds of screaming children underneath the rubble. Some did not survive the impact of the wreckage. This was truly a tragic day for the parents of these children. Nevertheless, a horde of news stations arrived on the scene to broadcast live footage of this horrifying incident. But one particular news station had caught something very unusual.
Whoa, that
Viewers
does
of the
sound,
broadcast noticed it and
that does
immediately
sound
began
creepy.
to record their screens. What was captured has left many people unsettled.
All right, so
Be
this
sure
is
to look
supposedly
closely at
off
the
of a
large crack in
live
this wall, as you might miss it the first time.
news feed.
This is what was captured.
Hacer este túnel y en la parte de arriba lo están tratando de hacer desde el techo de este, digamos, como balcón. Hay socorristas tanto de la Cruz Roja como del Ejército Mexicano y del Plan Marina que están pues con los planos del edificio en mano y continúan la versión de que están muy cerca
Wait, what?
de lo que era el área de
What?
y el área del comedor. Eso es lo que tenemos.
I mean, it's probably just somebody looking through.
Within the wall's crevice, a small, palish-looking figure can be seen gazing at the rescuers surrounding the building. Even more chilling is that its face resembles that of a child's. Yet, there's something eerie about this supposed child. They stand completely still throughout the entire broadcast.
I mean, it's creepy,
It's
but
almost as though
it's
they're not
completely
alive.
explainable.
And what's even more strange is that at first nothing appears in the crack, but then later, a childlike face is seen.
Yeah.
For this reason, among others, many believe that this may have been the ghost of a child who was trapped underneath the rubble.
No,
but sadly
it's creepy,
passed
but
away.
it's really just probably just somebody.
But as
standing there.
always, what do you think? Had the spirit of a child trapped in the wreckage appear on camera? Or was something else seen? There has yet to be a clear answer as to what was caught in the footage, but for now, this video remains a mystery.
It was Bigfoot, of course.
There's a small musician on YouTube by the name of Axel Loza who usually uploads videos that showcase his musical talents. From videos that show what happens behind the scenes for a music video to random clips of him playing music, there's no shortage of videos that display his musical
Bigfoot wearing an
skills.
alien mask, yeah.
However, out of all videos posted online, one video has left viewers totally spooked. The video in question is strange, as it doesn't involve anything related to music like most of Axel's videos. Instead, it starts off with Axel's brothers waking up in the dead of night and staring off into the distance. Immediately, we can tell that there's something off about this video. Axel explains that he and his brothers had woken up after hearing strange noises coming from the closet. They were staring at it when suddenly, after looking closely, they saw something that left them completely shook. This is what they saw.
Completely shook? I'm sorry, what? You couldn't say completely shaken? Well, yeah, it's got that exaggerated structure, but that's just, you know, something that's not being resolved very well on camera, and it's a face probably. So.
Aquí están mis hermanos. Y desde hace rato se quieren dormir, pero están viendo la misma cara que yo. Y es lo que me temía. La verdad es lo que me temía y no sé qué hacer.
Also, am I the only one that finds it, like, when it comes to like Spanish horror, finds it like extra creepy? I think it was the 4th Paranormal Activity movie, maybe the 5th, where it was like in California. Wait, I think they were all in California. Never mind. But it was with like this Spanish kid, like Mexican kid, I think. And I remember seeing the ads for it, and I was kind of like, I don't know about this. I think they're kind of going a little too far off the edge here. And then I went and saw it, and it was fantastic. It was really good. Not only was like the horror executed really well, but the lore, the way they connected it to everything else was just amazing at the end. But the Spanish Catholic stuff, like when you do horror with that, it's really good. So I don't know what it is. It's something about the spiritual connections there. Oh. What the frick? That's convincing. See, I normally don't like these ones. I was telling Tomcat this the other day. The videos where like the hands are like hitting the door or the windows, and then they open it and like, or turn the lights on and it's gone. I'm like, those are kind of stupid, right? But that's pretty good right there.
Behind the closet's window pane, a ghostly face can be seen.
Right, but it's a good cut.
But when Axel heads over to open the closet, he finds no one inside.
Yeah, I see it. I see it right there. I won't be able to get it perfect. But yeah, you could see the cut, but it's well done. I think what it is this kid, like they were saying, he does like music videos and stuff like that. And so he's probably got some decent production skills.
But when Axel heads over to open the closet, he finds no one inside. It
That's a
quickly
good one.
disappears as soon as Axel opens the door. The camera pans around all over the closet, showing no possible hiding spots for the supposed person inside. Now, of course, it could be that Axel is just a really good video editor and cut the video to pull this off.
That's what I say right there.
Slowing down the footage where the cut or edit could have been made seems to show no
right
signs of editing.
Here.
So then, if this is genuine footage of something paranormal, what exactly was caught on
really?
camera? Like
maybe do I have to be
most videos, it seems we may never know.
Because I know arrow keys go multiple seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. That went way too far. What? What the heck? I hit the parentheses and it jumped all the way. I think that was a chapter jump or something.
So then, if this is genuine footage of something paranormal,
yeah, the brackets don't seem
exactly
to do anything.
Was caught on camera? Like most videos, it seems we may never know, as no further information has been given.
Oh, oops. Oh, it's the the greater than less than, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There we go. That's I guarantee that's not what those keys are called, but that's what I'm calling them. But it's the period and the comma. Greater than, less than. Yeah, okay, I see. It's got, I think it's like right here. What'd you, had carrots? Like the food? There's a pretty good jump between right here and right here. That's probably where the cut is. Yeah, because then it's like kind of smooth again. Not a bad job though.
This next video comes
Left
from
and
a
right
security
carrots.
officer who, while being on duty, caught something pretty spooky on camera. Eric Campbell of Tampa, Florida, works for a company that owns a tall building at an undisclosed location. The building itself is
A tall
believed to be
building in an
haunted,
undisclosed
as those
location.
who've worked there have reported paranormal encounters.
There's only so many tall
Now,
buildings.
Eric himself doesn't believe in the paranormal. But
Yeah,
after
it's a
what
better
happened
cut
one
than
night
it,
while
like
work-
that's when I went all the way back through it. That's probably the only spot I could find that would be the cut. And considering the quick motion of the door swinging past the camera, it's pretty easy to hide in there too. So it's not a bad job.
working the night shift at this place, he might just be a believer. Eric and another security officer are patrolling around the premises of the building when all of a sudden, Eric spots what looks to be a person inside the edifice. Alerted by the trespasser, Eric's colleague heads inside to interrogate the person. Meanwhile, Eric stays outside.
I feel
to
like
make
these
sure the
ones that are
intruder
like
doesn't
security
escape.
guards at hospitals
Little
or
did they
buildings or
know,
whatever. It's
they
just
would
dudes getting
encounter
bored and
something
having
they
fun.
weren't trained for.
I mean, I probably
Eric
would do
is
the
talking
same
to his
thing.
partner through a walkie-talkie as he watches the trespasser.
Can you see this thing?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
Okay.
What's happening with the lights? Because I'm looking
The lights
down
are
the hallway, and I can't see, I literally see nothing.
the lights are off right now. Oh, it just moved. It just moved. It just moved. It just moved.
I just heard a weird noise. Please don't tell me that as you said that.
Dude, it just moved.
Without warning, the trespasser
I
just
mean, it's literally
disappears, leaving
his
Eric
friend
in
up
total
there. I
shock.
guarantee you.
It was at this point that he realized this wasn't a trespasser, but instead, something else. Ever since that night, Eric has been having trouble understanding what he saw. To this day, neither he nor his partner have any idea as to
Yeah,
who
his partner on
or
the
what
walkie-talkie was up
inside
there
the
doing
building.
Playing the other part.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
I wonder what this guy looks like, the voiceover.
As with most videos found online, this next one has little
I
to
feel
no
like he wouldn't
information.
match
It is still nonetheless
his
very
voice.
strange. Although its original source is unknown, a viewer of the video comments that it came from someone who's been dealing with unusual occurrences at home. They placed a camera inside
Oh,
their
they are?
bedroom to
That's
capture the
weird
strange
because I would
events
have
that often happen
assumed that I
inside.
was just not
It
knowing
appears to
what
be
they
late
were.
at night when the following happens. Watch. Story to this video keeps it shrouded in mystery, making it a bit harder to know what exactly occurred. But what's your stance on this? Real or not? I'll let you be the judge.
His left leg was suspended, or I mean, like obviously, that's what's that even in universe, that's what's going on there. But I'm saying, like, I feel like his left leg, like you see his right leg coming down as he's like trying to pull away or whatever. So if this was a fake thing, which obviously that's the likelihood, then his left leg was being held up by something. Because, like, when you watch this part, no, Bigfoot was pulling the rigging. It's only...
Making it a bit harder to know what exactly occurred.
Like, watch.
But
and from here on, you don't see his left leg or his left ankle or foot or whatever again until he, like, fully drops.
On this, real or not?
You see his right, but his left stays out of frame. That was good. It got me. I was like, dang, that's a good one.
This last video comes from a man named Brandon Costa, who was woken up by a strange noise outside his room. He proceeds to take out his phone and record the strange event, but what he captures leaves him deeply unsettled. Now, according to Brandon, he had played with a Ouija board a few days prior. For this reason,
of
he
course,
believes that what he captured that night was
it's always
paranormal
really
in
smart.
nature.
Let's play with Ouija boards.
All in all, This incident has spooked him to his core. This is what he captured.
Ay, cabrón.
Whoa.
No manches. ¿Qué era eso? No. Ay, no manches.
See, the longer we watch these, this is what happens to me every time. I'm skeptical of all of them, right? But the longer that we watch them, the more I let myself like kind of get into it, I suppose. Like suspension of disbelief. And so stuff starts getting to me a little bit more until I like stop and think about it.
Eerily enough, a face can be seen peeking at Brandown before disappearing from sight. But
That's a creepy
scariest
face.
of all, the bedroom door suddenly closes on its own. Given that Brandown had played with the Ouija board before this, viewers aren't surprised that this happened. But still, what he encountered is downright
I think
terrifying.
most viewers are just joking
Yet the
about how
question
silly
still
it is to have
begged,
played with a Ouija
who
board and
or what was this? Now
then
that's
stuff
creepy.
and of course we were told that he played with a Ouija board.
Thanks for
Oh,
watching,
that was the last
and
one.
I hope you enjoyed.
That's just meant to give
Until
context
next
that like gives more weight to the whole scenario. Right, that's when you film. No. This is when we continue to film. This thumbnail always freaks me the hell out. Well, like, right. Well, because they do believe it is. Well, but the other thing, like I said, is we're only told that he played with a Ouija board. It's like a after the fact, oh, by the way, he also played with a Ouija board just before this. Oh. I totally believe you. How is it that we had not watched that one, but we've watched this one? This one, I suppose. We definitely watched the one with this weird, we watched this one. So that's weird. I don't know how I missed some of them. Did we watch this one? No way whatsoever that whoever was
September 8th of
holding the creepy face on a stick was pushing it through the window. No, of course not.
2022, a video was uploaded online that many viewers are finding hard to explain.
Do y'all remember the moon surface video thing? Live stream, I mean. I found that through that kid Tech It Realm. And then I went and looked it up myself, and it was like actually there and had been streaming for like however long. It was pretty good. But it was for, obviously it could be faked, but at the same time, it was kind of believable. You don't remember that? It was purported to be a live stream from the moon. Apollo 20. No, I think you're thinking of Apollo 18. Okay, so yeah, it was a Tech It Realm video, and he was like, "This channel is live streaming from the moon." Because he used to do these YouTube Unsolved videos. I like him. I think he's a cool, like, I don't know him as a person, obviously. Seems like a nice kid, right? And he made interesting videos, but sometimes he was not very articulate, and his stuff would be kind of, the way he would talk about things was a little nonsensical. But this is the video where I found it, And then I went and looked it up myself, and I don't know. I might have to go to his actual video again to find it. But basically, it was like supposedly a live stream happening from the moon. This is it, Langrenus. That's the one. It's gone. So on this channel, this channel here, I'm going to pull this up. I don't know what this is actually. I swear to God if this is a jump scare. Okay, no, I think this was the only video on the channel. And it was like a year ago or something. There was a live stream that had been running for like, I don't know how long. And it was supposedly coming from the surface of the moon. Kind of had this look to it. And you would actually see like the Earth in the background. Obviously it was fake, but it was actually set up pretty well to where you could kind of sit there and go, I don't know. May 6, 2021, yeah. So that was kind of an interesting thing. It doesn't look like anybody backed it up. Langrenus. Maybe if I search that. He shows it in his video, though. Oh, that's also Langrenus it's a location on the moon too. It's a crater. That was what made it if I remember right, that was part of what made it believable. Not sort of. It was supposed to have taken place in this crater, Langrenus. Like this video is showing this crater. And the perspective in the video, the horizon and the way it showed everything, if you did the research, it was actually as if it was in that crater. I'm just going to pull up Teket's video and play it.
All engine running.
Also, I'm going to look at this Apollo 20 thing after, probably. I feel like whatever audio he's using is going to get me copyright claimed.
Apparently live streaming from the moon, or at the very least live streaming something that is definitely curious. So if you're not familiar, YouTube has the capability, just like all kinds of other sites like Twitch, to allow users to live stream straight to their platform. You've probably seen some non-stop NASA streams or streams from outer space of the space station or some satellites or something like that. But sometimes, just like there's an unusual side of videos, there's always going to be an unusual side of this as well. And you could theoretically just go live
after a couple videos, you're kind of like, I don't like the way he
just
talks.
Download the YouTube Live app, and you can just live stream anything at any time. But there appears to be a channel that's taking this to a whole nother level, and by a whole nother level, I kind of mean a whole nother planet. That's right. We may have just found a channel that is live streaming from the surface of the moon. Right here, right now. as I speak, out there on the moon. Now, this was incidentally found by a very helpful member of the YouTube Unsolved's own Discord server, which I'm going to use this opportunity to shamelessly plug. You really need to go on there and become a member if you haven't already. Definitely join. You may find some crazy mysteries.
I think
like
his
this
channel is
before they
actually
even
kind of
become videos.
slowed down
thank you
considerably,
so much,
which
Shade. I really do appreciate this
God,
finding.
almost 2 million
But what I don't
subscribers.
appreciate is the fact that I'm still out here working with Wi-Fi issues. Meanwhile, there's someone just chilling out on the moon, live streaming like it's no one's business. That's kind of annoying. Come on. So Langrenus 2021 with some foreign characters in the beginning of the name is the name of this YouTube channel. Now, if you were to translate the name in the beginning of this YouTube channel, you would come up with, translate from Chinese, mission. So that
Like
means the entire
that statement right there. That's the kind of thing is that he couldn't structure like the way he spoke. Or you could tell he didn't do multiple takes if because he didn't realize that what he was saying was a little nonsensical or it didn't make sense in some way. The name in this name, you know, like, I don't know, just things like that bothered me.
name of the channel is Mission Langrenus.
Like, I understand doing on the fly one take non-scripted stuff, right? You can tell his stuff isn't really scripted. At least that's how I feel. Which is fine, because all my commentary video, you get translate from Chinese. When I have done my commentary videos, they're not scripted, but I will, if I feel like I messed up the initial recording, or if I get a minute into recording and I'm like, ugh, this is bad, I'll delete that and I'll redo it. That's normal, right? Even if you're going unscripted, I feel like people still do multiple takes. And I feel like he doesn't do multiple takes. So he definitely isn't scripting, because if he was scripting, he would write what he's saying out and be like, no, that doesn't work. And then he would rewrite it, you know. If he's not scripting, which is fine, he should be doing multiple takes to make sure what he's saying makes sense.
2021, whatever that's supposed to mean. Either way,
If he did that, I would. If he did that, I could really, his channel would be way better, because he does do some entertaining content, even if some of it is, you can tell, you know, just like what we've been watching, you can tell it's obviously stuff that's fake or a non-issue or whatever was going on. Some of it you watch and like, that is actually kind of creepy, this YouTube Unsolved stuff. So, but either way, this one's interesting because he's got like all the details on it.
Its name and the banner is rather innocuous in nature. It doesn't really have much that stands out as strange. No upfront crazy glitches or weird things happening in this one, unfortunately. The only thing standing out as being different, being the one piece of content on this entire channel, of course, entitled Langrenus.
And I went and I watched this live stream for a good while.
SOL 1. This stream has been going non-stop for almost an entire week straight, and by looking at the channel's public videos, we can see that it actually had a previous stream which went for over 70 hours straight, but I guess the connection got cut off due to the local moon service carrier going down for some time. I hate when that happens. The stream, which is still running right now, is basically showing a very fuzzy background, which is very hard to see. Some terrain, very bright.
Yeah, when you watch this, you're kind of like, this actually looks like what you might think the surface, I'm going to go back a second, like what you might think the surface of the moon would look like from a live stream. And like this is the way that the hills are structured on the moon. There's even, when you play this, even though it's grainy, you'll see like these little, what look like patches of like semi different colors in the sand or whatever, in the moon dust. And then I went and watched it live, and he gives more detail on it too, but I was like, is this legit? Like, is this a broadcast from like a Chinese rover or something that landed up there? I don't know.
Very bright, not so colorful terrain, and an obviously dark sky.
But you could see details. You know, it's not just, oh, here's a gray area and then the sky. There's kind of patchy areas here, and then there's like some darker details here that would be like raised topography going on. So
not quite clear what exactly we're looking at when we just stop by the stream, just at one random point throughout the day, because it is going for 24 hours a day. Something about it just seems off to me personally when I see it too. I don't know if it's just me, but
That
it's
graininess, it does
the
actually
same
look like
sensation
live,
of when you play a Half-Life
like low
game
bit rate.
all on your own. The kind of feeling of
Live-
isolation
live video.
and existential dread of some sort. It is kind of hard to explain, alright, so I'm sorry. And for all you know, it could just be a still frame of a random photoshopped image anyways. Like, what's the big deal? What am I on about? Yes, that's what I started thinking.
Right.
I
I could totally see that.
in and
China
off
was
of the
planning
stream every
stages of their
couple of
moon
hours
mission, and
investigating
this
it.
sparked
I
speculation
kind
that
of
they were
started
already
coming
there.
to that conclusion myself, because of course, why wouldn't you? Until it moved. So I
Oh,
had
yeah,
started
that's right, it
recording an
moved.
entire day's worth of this live stream just going nonstop, and yes, rest in peace, my hard drive. And at multiple times it appears that there's some unseen cameraman in the background who starts moving the camera around, putting their hand on the lens, and even at some points walking around and moving it to an entirely different position. I'll let you be the judge because I'm about to show you some clips that I recorded straight from the live stream.
Yeah, look at that. That's freaking moon dust. That's what it looked like on the moon. Bro, that looks like what it looks like on the moon. I'm telling you. This has the same kind of vibes, you know, the aesthetics, if you will, of what the moon's surface looks like, especially if you're in like a big open flat crater, which is Langrenus. It's like an 82-mile wide valley or something like that. And you got like the ridges in the background. You've got like subtle changes in the texture that happen here. But what it 100% looks like is a low bitrate, low resolution stream from the surface of the moon. Like that's what it would look like. That's why it's so believable. Even if it's faked, it's very well done for a fake. Because it's done in such a way that it actually feels like what you would imagine that to look like if you have any knowledge of those things, I guess. Like, tell me that doesn't look exactly like what you would expect a live stream of the moon's surface to look like.
So there are some parts that stand out more than others, like this part where the camera moves on stream, and we get a more detailed glimpse of the landscape around the filming location for just a split second. It also is made quite clear that wherever, in reality, this is being streamed from, the exposure of the camera is turned way down, which indicates a naturally very bright landscape. And we know this because when the cameraman's hand touches the lens or covers it up, it really messes up the lighting levels of the entire stream, and we get to see for a split second the details of the land around. And we can actually see what the ground looks like better in this footage, and it looks like a very rocky and sandy ground. At one point you could even also barely see what looks like to be dust or some movement of the cameraman's feet.
Huh.
I found that to be rather peculiar. So overall, when it comes to the camera, whoever's behind it seems to move it around to a different position every couple of hours, shifting it to multiple different locations, and sometimes also in a location which appears to show a small crescent-shaped illuminated object in the sky, which, yes, appears to seem to be the Earth.
Appears to seem to be. That's what kills me with his, like, everything was fine, you know, for the most part. I can listen to him. He explains some details that are like, okay, he knows some of his stuff, or at least he's smart enough to like look it up and know it. But then he'll say stupid crap like that. It seems to, appears to be. Like, it seems to be, or it appears to be. Like, ugh. But yes, it definitely looks like it's the moon, or the Earth. And I think he explains it, so this might be a redundant statement. I think he explains that when you look up the location, Langrenus, and this is where you assume it is, that the geography matches what you should see from that perspective on the moon. I think he explains that.
So all the land in the distant areas of the stream, for what we can see, as far as we have information, doesn't seem to move around no matter how much the cameraman walks or moves into a different location, which is pretty indicative of the fact that the mountains in the background are quite far away. So anyways, you know what time it is. We do know one thing for sure. The moon is 240,000 miles away. And whenever I'm driving in between cities in the middle of nowhere, I can hardly get connection. So imagine a desert 250,000 miles across, and you're still getting Wi-Fi. The whole thing clearly doesn't add up in any common sense way.
Well, no, okay, no, actually, I feel like what that nerd meme will actually, but actually, in that case, it would be. I mean, remember the Apollo missions live streamed or live broadcast the moon landings. When you're just directing a single signal back to the Earth, and then it's being received by some sort of radio dish or multiple radio dish or whatever, that's very different than you being on Earth with your cell phone driving in between towers that aren't pointed at you. That's so true. Cities in the middle of nowhere. I can't even do that. Cities in the middle of nowhere. Ugh. That hurts. Yeah, that doesn't help for sure. He is from California. But I could handle that. You know, like it's annoying, but I could handle that if he thought about the words he was saying. If he either scripted them or if he did multiple takes to make sure he didn't sound silly when he said seems to, appears to be. So, but yeah, so this thing here, like whatever it is, if it was beaming a signal back to Earth, that's actually believable. Because, I mean, we already have done that and do that, so.
Who are we to say that that is obviously just something that debunks everything? There's pretty much absolutely nothing that's sensational about this channel. No clickbait thumbnail, title, or name to it. Nothing that would ordinarily even get your attention. So if this whole thing was being elaborately staged or faked in real time, you would think there'd have to be some kind of overall purpose of gaining some form of attention.
Right.
Not any ordinary person could just constantly live stream to YouTube non-stop without any interruptions, let alone from the moon. I'm not even sure how you would go about faking this. Okay, first of all, to begin with, like, is someone just in the middle of the Sahara Desert just live, constantly living there while filming the landscape with a CGI edited dark sky, the ground, and Earth up in the distance just to a channel with 14 subscribers? It's not really adding up to me. But that's not obviously trying to say that the contrary makes any more sense. Because of course, just because someone hasn't said that they've sent someone to the moon, doesn't mean that they haven't done it.
That's the part that I totally believe. It's like, we only know if somebody's doing something in space because we're told they're doing something in space. You know, like it's the moon. We've already been there, you know, and we just sent another vehicle to go orbit the moon and basically live streamed with some delay. We basically live streamed it doing that. So the idea that we would always know whether or not somebody sent people to the moon, of course we don't, you know? Well, he's clearly not a trained public speaker, and on top of that, he's not aware that he's not a trained public speaker, so he doesn't do anything to fix that. You don't have to be a trained public speaker to be a decent YouTuber. Just be aware that you're not and try to, you know, compensate for that in some way. But he does have a good point there, like about he does have some good points in this video. That's the part that I usually am okay with when I have watched his stuff. I don't really anymore, but some of these were pretty interesting to watch. And he would make, it would surprise me sometimes when he'd make the point that I would hope someone would make.
I would personally be surprised if there hasn't at some point in history, from the beginning of first landing on the moon to now, been some secret, underground, very rich company, organization, or country, government that has actually sent more people to
Exactly.
the surface and just simply hasn't told anyone.
Right. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. They can do whatever they want and just not tell us. Like, it's really that simple. Is it that hard to believe that some government that's space capable, China, Russia, the United States, even some, Japan, like whoever it is, like there's plenty of space capable nations out there. I mean, India just sort of put a thing on the moon and then lost it. That over the last 50 years or whatever, since we landed on the moon and showed that was possible, like, you really can't believe that somebody sent more people there or sent something there that we don't know about, because that's all they'd have to do is just not tell us.
Maybe even setting up a full new Wi-Fi connection system, allowing them to connect to the rest of the far-off world's network.
Well, it wouldn't be
across
Wi-Fi.
The empty sea of nothingness.
That
Maybe
seems to
wanting
appear
test
to be
this
true.
Secret capability by starting a live stream, broadcasting from the moon, right here on YouTube, to a channel with an uninteresting name, so no one would ever see it.
Well, see, it wouldn't be that they would be Wi-Fiing to Earth. It would be that they'd be sending a signal to their location on Earth, who would then broadcast it to YouTube. If this was all happening, it wouldn't be Wi-Fiing. It wouldn't be like, oh, we're going to broadcast a Wi-Fi signal to the moon. We're going to hope they can connect to that and then use that to send a live stream to YouTube. That's just not how it would work.
The channel's name itself will tell us that part of its name is actually a location on the moon. It's a crater valley known as
this right here.
Langrenus. I really don't know for 100% sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is viewable on Google Earth 3D, or I guess in this case, Google Moon 3D. And looking around at the various perspective points.
See, this is what got me.
You can call me whatever you want, but eventually, in my opinion, we begin to see that on the horizon, on the distance here, starts to look eerily similar to the examples that we have from this live stream. Even with more advanced programs like Space Engine, which gives us the most up-to-date and accurate, high-quality simulation of the way the solar system is now, going to this general location, looking up and back towards where Earth is, puts it, according to this current simulation, in almost the exact spot that we saw it on stream, on top of everything else. I don't know about you, but I find that to be a little bit creepy. But let's just stop right there, because obviously I would be lying if I said that I didn't think that sounded a little bit, at least a little bit, unrealistic. So stop typing, I get it. But here's the thing, literal public people all the time, like Elon Musk, have said for, like, multiple times that we should start colonizing the moon, and that's like the first step in order to actually advance to the next level, making it all similar to Earth and stuff like that. What do we have here on Earth? The internet. All I'm saying is just that it's not impossible. So do I actually think that this is a live stream on the moon? Probably not. I just think that the probability of this YouTube Unsolved community happening to have just randomly stumbling across a secret interplanetary live stream to be kind of small, to say the least. It's not impossible. I want to believe. I would personally think that they would use some kind of private secret platform or network in order to broadcast this or test this out, instead of just the biggest one ever like YouTube. That's just my personal opinion. So yeah, if Elon Musk is watching right now, and you know something that we don't, well, first of all, wow, that's pretty epic. Secondly, you have some explaining to do. So that's gonna do it for this episode of YouTube Unsolved, and that was the YouTube channel that is apparently, supposedly, live streaming.
Apparently, supposedly.
I gotta really find out what Wi-Fi.
It's like he thinks he has to emphasize. I don't know the terminology used here. He has to emphasize certain words with other words that basically are redundant to what he's already said. It doesn't.
Using because I think it's time for an upgrade in that case. Once again, join the Discord server if you haven't already.
Quite interesting,
Get
though.
out your own
The
YouTube
meat
Unsolved
behind it,
Secret
though,
type
is actually kind of interesting. Do I think somebody's actually live streaming from the moon? I don't know, but that's more believable than half the crap that we see out there, because again, we just don't know what they're doing in space unless they tell us what they're doing in space. There's rocket launches all the time, you know, and there's stuff that we don't even know about. So I really do think that it's definitely possible, especially for a country like, if it was like Chinese, right? They're more secretive to their own people than they are to the rest of the world. So I feel like even people in China wouldn't know if China had sent somebody to the moon. And then we wouldn't know, because we would only know if China told us. Or if the U.S. knew that China had gone to the moon, do you think they'd be telling us about it? Yeah, completely possible that it's a data signal from a private company or government that went to the moon, and then someone streamed it to accomplish some goal. Perhaps a remote team needed. But yeah, like, it's actually an extremely plausible situation that somebody is up there right now. It's not, to me, it's not some weirdo UFO society stuff or anything like that. It's literally just world governments can basically do what the heck they want without us knowing. And going to the moon, why not? You know, there's all kinds of reasons you might want to be up there, you know, for remote observation of the Earth. You know, your advancements into space. The motivations for being in space or on the moon or whatever are kind of endless, and the opportunity to do so without us knowing is kind of endless. So the idea, though, like, why it would be streaming on YouTube, though, that's the part that I don't understand. Unless maybe somebody had managed to intercept the signal and then decided to post it up on YouTube. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons why it might be there. Because remember what we discussed earlier, the vast majority of people are just going to write it off and be like, haha, good fake. So, fascinating stuff. I think I might watch one more Bizarre Bub, because I like these.
The
And
video
then
is
I might
anything
wrap
but
it up for
ordinary.
today.
It was posted by Isbettarelli, who states that she didn't record the video herself, but instead, someone else had filmed it. The footage was later sent to her and was eventually posted online for everyone else to see. Similar to Isbet's reaction, viewers were left terrified by the footage. It's late at night, somewhere in Peru, when suddenly, two friends encounter something pretty disturbing. This is their video.
¿Qué cosa es esa cosa, Dios mío? Es una persona. No, no es una persona. Es una persona doblada.
Oh boy, what is
Ay,
that?
madre, no. Está moviéndose raro. Diosito, Dios mío, ¿qué es eso? Ay.
My he doesn't do mouth exercises comment was because his accent was developed by thespians who did mouth exercises. Others who don't do them but have the same Cali accent have trouble speaking. Yeah, I just hear kind of a lazy Californian. Which is probably what all that is, you know. It's like those factors coming together, and just being a kid who probably his first like real public speaking of any kind was picking up, you know, doing YouTube videos, you know. So but he's been doing it for years, to a point where he's gained almost 2 million subscribers. You would think eventually you might watch one of your own videos and go, God, it sounds weird when I talk. I might want to adjust something about this, you know. How do I fix it? Talking about the Tekkit realm. Oh, Tekkit realm. Yeah, he's kind of a dead channel now, but All right, so back to this weirdo grudge thing over here.
Understandably, the two friends kept their distance from whoever or whatever this was. It stands on all fours while moving its head in a
Yo,
manner
that is
that's
actually
very
pretty creepy.
unusual. Being paralyzed with
I
fear,
mean,
both friends stay in place as
probably,
they continue to observe the strange being.
but just to play devil's
Although it's
advocate,
not clear as to what this was, viewers
how
believe
often
that
are
it
you
might
going to
have been a
encounter one of
skinwalker
those
or
randomly
some
in the
other
wild in the
supernatural
middle of the
being.
night?
Yet, the lack of info on this video
And are they
makes it
hot?
likely that we'll never know for sure what this was. So then, had the two friends actually captured something supernatural, or was something else caught?
It doesn't even have to be supernatural, just be a weirdo.
A woman is alone at home when her dogs all of a sudden start acting strange. It was only after looking back at her footage that she realized the reason as to why they were acting odd. Doubtless, the footage has left her disturbed. Now, before showing the video, it's worth noting that the person in this clip has been featured in a previous video before.
Yeah.
Laura Combs has been documenting strange activity in her house, and it was just recently that she caught something that has left her even more baffled than before. The following is her video.
I mean, creepy deer walker person appears in dark alley. Rival, are they hot? But see, that's my question, Traveler. Why record only 10 seconds? Why not record the rest of the fun that night? Can I screw that? Wait, did we see this one? Maybe not. Oh. Is it Slender Man? Where is it? Oh god. Oh god. Yo, that's creepy as hell.
Strangely enough, around the same
I don't
time
like movement like that. That's really jarring.
her dogs start to act up.
I like it.
A mysterious figure appears in her backyard.
I didn't see all that movement
However,
when it first
there
showed
is
up.
something very odd about this figure. It moves in such a
Oof.
way that seems to suggest it's something other than a human. Laura believes
also
that it might
pretty
be a
tall.
supernatural entity, considering all that's happened in her home and the strange behavior exhibited by her dogs. Now, viewers also agree, but it's not certain if that's the case. Given what's happened, could it be that Laura's dogs were sensing a supernatural presence, which happened to be outside?
See,
Or
I'm
might there be
told
another
that these two
explanation
videos are
for this
related.
odd
I don't even
occurrence?
care about the dogs circling the room because they're bored or whatever the heck's going on. This is interesting, though.
Feel free to let me know what you think down below. There's a podcast on YouTube by the name of Twisted Chamber, whose hosts consist of two people, Natasha and Kat. A
Which
few years
ones?
ago, they received a strange video from a friend of theirs, who still, to this day, has no idea as to what was captured in it. They were deeply unsettled by the footage.
I mean, yeah, it's a trope, but there's a reason why it's a trope. It's unsettling. That it's an unnatural movement. It's kind of like when you see the girl from The Ring or like any of those types of creatures have that like weird jerky movement, or rocking movements and stuff like that. Like basically like as if there's frames missing in real life. It's unsettling and unnatural, so it's effective.
And are looking for answers to explain what was captured. The story goes that the friend was visiting her sick daughter at the hospital late at night when out of nowhere, something downright creepy is caught in the background. They were sure
boy.
that nobody else was around, as they were the only ones on this floor. Needless to say, the video is pretty creepy. This is what they caught.
Hello. Very gorgeous.
Don't tell me it's gonna be that flash. Oh. Oh! Yeah, that's obviously a VFX thing, but
It is only after a couple of seconds that we see a shadow-like figure zoom by. The speed at which they travel seems to be extremely fast, which makes it seem very uncanny. But even more strange is that the figure doesn't appear to be running, but rather standing completely straight while moving at a speed beyond human capacity.
that's because it's just an
The
edited in
friend who
shadow.
caught this doubts that it was one of the nurses or anyone else in general, as they are totally certain that she and her daughter had the floor to themselves. So then, if no one else had been on the
Edited
floor,
in
who
shadow.
or what was this? There is yet to be a clear answer to this question, but like with most videos, it seems that we won't know for sure until more evidence is given. This next video was suggested by Armando Caesar, who says he has no idea.
Great, now the baby looks all creepy moving frame by frame. Especially with that mouth and eyes. Look how creepy that is. Look at that face. God, children are weird. I think I went back too many frames. Or too many seconds. Oh, yeah, that was the end of it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I wish I had a... I'm pretty sure there's a way, but because I see Piece of Peace do it when I watch his DSP streams, but where he like grabs a section of the stream and it's a magnification. It's probably an add-on or a widget or something. I think they magnify it here in a second anyways. Here we go. True, and I'd probably do some of that if I had a second screen and everything. Yeah. Come on, get into screen. All right. That is the first frame that shows it. So it's definitely like a normal person because like you can see a hand and you can see the skin there. So that's a face. Okay, so that's the first frame. Sure is a lot of frames. And then there's okay. And then it's gone out the other side there. Yeah, it's probably a Streamlabs feature. You know, I know you're talking about like what I was saying with the magnification thing, but I was like thinking for some reason I was connecting that to what to the video. Oh yeah, this kid running by, it's probably a Streamlabs feature. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. And then it's gone. Yep. So that's like the clearest part of it you actually see.
Was this? There is yet to be a clear answer to this question, but like with most videos, it seems that we won't know for sure until more evidence is given.
I feel like it's definitely something edited in the back.
This
Even though the
next
closer
video was
wall
suggested
reflects
by
the orange
Armando
light from the
Caesar,
opposite wall,
who
it doesn't
says
reflect
he
the
has
shape.
no
Yeah.
idea where this video originally came from. The source is unknown. However, after doing a bit of research, he was able to gather some info on the footage. According to Armando, the woman in this video is a house cleaner who's been cleaning an extremely old house for years. She usually comes at night to clean the place, and almost every night while being there, she swears that she can hear voices and footsteps from the floor above.
It must have been too
even
fast
though
for
no
light
one
to
else is
work.
inside the house.
Oh yeah, that
One
light
night,
just can't
the
keep
cleaning
up with
lady's
it.
friends dare her to clean the house, but with the lights off and to record whatever
Oh,
happens.
I just noticed this.
Although hesitant
Insomnia
at first, she
certified.
took the dare,
There's always something
thinking it would
interesting
be a
on
great
the screen
idea,
here.
as she would prove to her friends that she's not crazy and the house is actually haunted. But little did she know that this would be one of the biggest mistakes she's ever made. It's late at night, the lights are off, and the woman is at this place. This is what was captured.
Have I to really cope there? Ah! What? God. You can't scare me, you bastard, I'm coming.
I really need to get some headphones. These earbuds just don't cut it.
For Alan. To prove that it is top at banister. Hello, Pauline, I'm shitting myself. Sounds like there's something in that bedroom. I'm up to top of the stairs.
She's convincing. It might just be her accent.
Oh. I can hear a noisy background, but it's in that cupboard, and it is the airing cupboard.
I like the way
So
she says
that's where
cupboard.
the boiler is, and it sounds like it just someone's just come up at the back of me. F***ing door. Bollocks. Now I want to go back down now. Right, I've just shut door. I've just shut door. Bed, I'm gonna sit on the fuck. I daren't move.
I think that's what she said. Someone just come up the back of me. Oh God.
Do you know if I weren't shitting me said?
Oh.
I want to go down.
Aw.
Normally, anyone who encounters something like this would flee from the house immediately, but it seems that the cleaning lady was feeling pretty brave that night. However, if it wasn't for the following incident, this video would have been a lot longer. What happens next, before heading downstairs,
She sounds
has
legitimately
left her
scared.
completely shook. This is what she caught.
Ooh. Bro, I like that sound effect he's using right there. I forget what they call it. I have some audio effects packs on my computer that I got a couple of years ago and never used for anything. But I like that one. This like
What
this right here.
happens next, before heading downstairs, has left her completely shook. This is what she caught.
Will you open the door for me, please?
Ooh.
I have just seen something. I have just seen something. Right, that's it. I'm off down. I can't take no more. I am off frigging down.
A loud bang comes from one of the rooms, at which the woman points the camera and captures something by the door. It happens real fast, but if you slow the footage and pause at the right time, you can see what appears to be a palish-looking figure peeking at the woman from behind the door. Eerily enough, it seems to have been standing there before even pointing the camera at it. It is at this point that the woman has seen enough and decides to call it a night. Now, with all that's happened in this video, one can't help but think if something paranormal had truly occurred. If so, then the dare she took proved to be successful. Yet not much info was given on the video to prove that it's either real or fake, so it's up to you to come up with your own conclusion. As is often the case with videos like this.
You know how I've got these like this right here?
Maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
I've got these little things. First of all, I need to remember to use them. Second, I need one that I need to get Jonathan Frakes. Is how wildly he shifts tenses sometimes. But I don't know. There's some pretty good ones, honestly. There's definitely ones where I let myself. Patrick just scared the crap out of me. There's some pretty good ones. But I need to get, and it would be easy for me, honestly, because the way I make these is super simple too. But Jonathan Frakes doing that show he did in the 90s. I can't remember what it was called. Where he did what we're doing like right here, where he would show like the unsolved mysteries type stuff. And you know the quick little compilation of him saying didn't happen, you know, blah 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 blah, like all those things. I need to get that clip and turn it into one of these little stingers or whatever you want to call it.
Consequences have actions, pimp.
I think that would be awesome. Beyond belief, fact or fiction.
Consequences have actions, pimp. Consequences have actions, pimp.
I think that would actually be really cool to have in here as an option.
What happened that night remains a total mystery. The following video comes from Ryan Godoy, who while using a public restroom,
along
heard
with
strange
obviously
noises
having
coming
like
from the stall next to his.
a macro.
Curious as to who or what was making those
board.
noises, he takes out his phone to record the strange
still need
occurrence.
to get that.
He knew for a fact that nobody else was
That's
inside
a
the
creepy
restroom,
ass bathroom.
so it didn't make sense that all of a
Oh,
sudden
it's under construction.
somebody was in the stall.
This is a great photo. It's great for atmosphere. Like it's really creepy, but it's obviously under construction. Like that's the walls behind everything. You can see it's not finished, and it's missing all the plumbing and everything. False. We made it up. It was thought up by talented writers. Nope, not this time. Yeah, have that as one of these little meme things or what, I don't know, animations I have. That would be great.
All next to his. He begins to record and ends up capturing something pretty terrifying. Take a look.
Or even have like, I mean, you could have like a complete one, right? Where it's the whole thing, but have one for each. So like if I just want to pop up false, you know, have him pop up and go false, or then another one, we made it up, you know, just be able to do them either individually or in different sequences if I wanted to, you know, just to mix it up, but just have them available for different moments and scenarios. A Riker maneuver. True. Yo.
Without warning, the stall suddenly slams on its own. Naturally, Ryan runs away from the restroom, fearing that whatever had slammed the door.
Let's see, he did
is
what I would
most
expect
likely
someone to
capable
do.
of causing serious
Fuck
harm.
this, I'm out.
Now, unfortunately, the video lacks enough info to determine if it's real or not. But regardless, the sudden movement of the door closing is definitely scary on its own. But as always, what are your thoughts on this? Ghost or something else?
What are your...
But as always, what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this are, again, that this is an incomplete bathroom. They're still working on it. They haven't put the plumbing in. They haven't put the tile up on this wall, etc. Jesus, dude.
Ghost or something else? More often than not, most videos on the paranormal have very little information or not enough context.
That's
but
because
it's
more often
usually
than not, they're
these that tend
fake.
to be the creepiest. Therefore, this next video is no exception to this notion. The following footage takes place inside a mine somewhere in Chile.
Chile.
The people in this video appear to be workers for a mining company, and it seems that one of the workers is filming the inside of this mine. They pan the camera all around the space when suddenly something very unusual is caught in the footage. With that said, be sure to look closely, as you might miss it the first time. Take a look.
Maximum speed. See, that's the thing that's way off topic. That's the thing that's always weird to me about people that speak Spanish not being able to understand English. When so many of the phrases, like I saw this and I was like, oh, velocidad maxima. That's, you know, speed limit, basically. Oh, I think I see it. Yeah.
There's a small crevice a few feet away, and just outside of it, there seems to be a small, shadowy figure resting against the wall. It is only seen momentarily before the camera pans away and then pans back to find nothing.
I mean, it's
there.
an obvious.
Now, there's
It's an
plenty of
obvious
theories
setup
as
the
to
way
what
he's
this could have
panning.
been, but the most popular one seems to be the belief that this might have been a creature known as a duende, an elf-like entity with sinister intentions.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know that was a
like
thing.
most theories, it is not a fact, but simply a belief. So, whatever this was is currently unknown. But of course, you be the judge as to whether or not something paranormal was captured. What exactly was caught in this video? In this next video, a security guard is working the night shift at an empty facility when something extremely creepy is caught on camera. The
So
guard
it's
in
like
this
high
video is known
quality
as Tim Saver,
footage
and
and
he's
stuff.
been working the night shift at a place that
So
he
let's
believes
see.
is haunted.
Also, I'm glad that
From
the
strange noises that
name,
seemingly come out of nowhere to the odd
the
feeling
chat
that
color
someone
matched
else
up
is inside
tonight.
the
That's kind of
building.
cool.
Tim has plenty of reasons to explain why he films during his shift. Now, there have been plenty of unexplainable things caught on camera, but a particular video has left many viewers unsettled. In this video, Tim hears a noise coming from a space near the ceiling. He proceeds to check out the noise, but when he gets there, something is captured that Tim hadn't noticed until looking back at the footage. When he saw what was caught, he was left speechless. This is what he captured.
Huh? What the heck? What the heck? What would that even be? Okay. I like that. Alex Jones hands. Look, these spook videos made by demons. They are so fake because they are to discredit the real alien saucer operating Bigfoots that were sent by Bill Gates. Oh, so some Alex Jones ones would be good too. Now that I think about it. I actually have one. It doesn't have any sound though.
After zooming in and brightening the footage,
I have
you can see
this
what
I have
appears
this
to be a hand
just gif of
grasping
him
at
where
a-
he's like beating his chest like a gorilla, and it like starts out like normal and then like zooms in on his face or whatever. I really like that one, but it doesn't have any sound, so I kind of want them to have sound.
an object inside the space. After a few seconds, it then disappears. Tim is sure that what he captured is something paranormal. However, some viewers believe that it might have been someone
Well,
hiding
show
inside
it
the building.
disappear or show it.
Nevertheless, the footage remains a mystery. But it seems that Tim will soon be posting more to explain this video. For now, the question remains, who or what was captured?
What are you talking about? It's just some stupid thing of some sort. You don't show it disappear or anything.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video. This last video comes from someone who works the night shift at a department store inside a mall. For some reason, almost every night, strange noises are heard inside the store. Although the person who works there isn't sure what exactly is going on, a video of theirs has left viewers wondering if the store might be dealing with something paranormal. It's close to midnight, the employee is all alone, and the following is caught on camera. This is what was captured.
What's going on, guys? Making a video. It's been a couple days since I made the last one. I'm feeling good. That was... Yo! Hello?
Hello?
Jesus Christ, it was behind me.
Out of nowhere, a small silhouette of what appears to be a child stands right behind the employee. Now, because the video ends abruptly, it's hard to be sure if what was caught is actual paranormal evidence.
Well, it's not.
But whether paranormal or not,
That could have been way
there's
more
no
convincing
doubting
if it
that the
didn't
sudden
end right away.
appearance of the small figure is creepy alone. As always, what are your thoughts on this?
That's what really
Paranormal
like ruins
or
some of
not?
these is that the video ended so quickly. Like really, you
Thanks for
just
watching, and I
immediately
hope
shut
you
your
enjoy-
camera off and stopped your video. Is that what you're telling me? I just don't believe that for some reason. Like that's part of what kind of takes away the believability. It's like, okay, it's happening and then it stopped happening. Because it made me jump. Like, you turn around suddenly in the middle of the thing, there's like a little child-looking thing standing there. But it made me jump, and then I immediately realized it was nothing because the video stopped. There was no action afterwards. He didn't quite think that one through enough. Oh, whoops. Either who, think I'm gonna wrap it up there. It actually went like 2.5 hours. It's been a while. I need to get back to being a little more consistent with it. Like, obviously I won't have a set schedule. I don't think that's going to work at this point, but I mean, I'm not like getting out of work super late, because even though we're open later, I'm typically actually leaving a little bit earlier than I did at my previous job, but it's not guaranteed. I could be there, I could get busy, and then boom, I'm there past midnight on a night that I intended to stream. So I'd rather just probably like each week go, okay, I'm going to stream these 2 or 3 nights, and then see what my schedule is the next week and go, okay, I'm going to stream these 2 or 3 nights, you know. That was exactly what my point was. If it's been a while, wouldn't that mean you don't last as long? Yeah. You lose stamina. But surprisingly, I don't know, today I was just like, I gotta stream. I can't stay away too long. So, that's what she said. Either who, probably gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna go chill and watch some YouTube myself. So I do still need to make a few improvements. I do need to get a macro key set so I can program some of these items, like the transitions and my little animation things and all that kind of stuff, you know. Just to have them as an option. But if you joined us tonight, if you're here right now, or if you check out the video on demand later, appreciate you. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, check out some of the other content. I've been putting out more shorts again lately. Hopefully tomorrow I'll actually have weekly takes done. Since I'm actually off tomorrow, I might go ahead and get that recorded. It's been a while on that as well. I need to get that back to being regular. And you can find me everywhere as Rival Indigo. Instagram and Threads, pretty much, outside of YouTube. Mostly Instagram. We'll see you next time.